Hi, I'm Craig and welcome to Your Tech. Today's video is going to be the £750 gaming PC. We did the £500 gaming PC not too long ago, so you're increasing your budget by around 50%. Let's see how much gaming performance you can get for £750. First thing we've got to decide is what platform. Now, I was umming and ahhing about whether to go for AM4 or 12th gen Intel. When looking at the prices side by side, the difference in price for equal value is very, very close. So for this build, we're going to stick with AM4. I think we're going to get really good bang to the buck with the 5000 series AM4 processors. First things first, we're going to go over to everyone's favorite website, PC Part Picker, and let's see what AM4 CPUs we can find. Let's have a look what we've got then. So there's a couple of CPUs that are jumping out at me straight away. So we've got the 5500, we've got the 5600 and the 5600X. And I honestly think one of them three is going to be where we want. Now I know the 5600 is only a couple of percent under the 5600X. So the 5600 and the 5600X. So we save what, £16? £16 isn't a massive amount to save, but when we get towards the end of the build, if we've got some money left over, we can go back and just swap the parts out. So I think for now, just to save every pound we can, so we can maximize the performance of this, I think we go for the 5600. 6 cores, 12 threads, decent boost clock, AMD 5000, so it's pretty locked in now. It's very stable. I think that's a dead easy choice. And like I say, if we've got any money left at the end of this build, I say we go back and we bump that CPU up to the 5600X. Just get that little bit extra boost clock from it. We're not going to worry about CPU cooler in the slightest because it comes with one and it will work just fine with it. Now let's have a look at motherboards. PC Part Picker, obviously, it just brings up everything that's AM4 and I've sorted by price. At this price point, really we should be able to afford B450 or B550. There's not much in between them two motherboard SKUs. It might just be that if we get a B450 board, that I may have to update the BIOS before putting the CPU in, which is not a problem. Oh, that might be a solid choice. So we've got the ASRock B450 Pro 4R2, ASRock Phantom Gaming. I would like to get an ATX board if we can. Not for any other reason, but having them extra PCIe slots means that if you wanted to put expansion cards in, you quite easily could. £85 nearly. That's not a bad price at all. B550 Gaming Gen 3. As long as that's got a couple of M.2 slots, that's decent. That's a good board. I have used that board before. The Aorus Elite V2, a brilliant little motherboard. If I remember correctly, it's got two M.2s and I think gigabit LAN, although almost all motherboards seem to come with that as standard now, so that's nothing to be surprised by. Don't really want to go over £100 on the motherboard, if I'm honest. So I think, let's have a look at that one. The Extreme 4, that's a good motherboard. Let's compare them, let's see what we've got. The main thing that I'm looking at here is okay power delivery. The 5600X and the 5600 aren't massively power heavy CPUs at all. And as long as we've got something that's got okay power delivery, that has got 4 DIMM slots, a couple of M.2s, it's basically all we want. Do like that you can have high clocked memory on that. Whether we'll be able to take advantage of that, I don't know. So they've all got 2 M.2 slots. Ooh, these two at the ends have both got 2.5 gig Ethernet. All got 6 SATA ports. Got 3 USB 2 headers on the one on the furthest right, on the Riptide, which is understandable because that's the most expensive. In my opinion, I think we go for the middle of the road and clock up to 3600 megahertz memory. I have used this board before and it is a decent board. I think that's the one. And then if we've got a little bit of money left over after we've potentially upgraded the CPU, can maybe upgrade that if we want to, if we feel we need to, but I'm not sure we'll have to. Go on to memory. Now, I've already thought about this a little bit, and whatever is the cheapest 3200 megahertz RAM that we can get in a 2x8 stick configuration, we're going to get. However, if we have money, again, this is going to be a running theme, if we have money left over, I will come back and bump that up to 32. Though deciding if we have any money left, what to bump up and what not, could be a bit of a difficult decision. Kingston, reputable brand, low latency memory, 2x8 sticks, exactly what we want. So that's a dead easy one. On to storage. So we want at least a terabyte, because then you'll just about be able to fit the next Call of Duty game on it, if that's what people want. And I think we should be looking for at least Gen 4. So let's see what comes of that. As always, sort by price. But I'll be honest, this is another dead easy choice for me. ADATA Legend 800, decent brand. I've used ADATA stuff in the past. It's always been absolutely fine. I don't think it's worth spending the extra £2 just to get Kingston or the Team Group. I've used that Team Group SSD before, and that's pretty solid as well. But I'd rather save the £6 or whatever it is. ADATA, easy choice. Now with the case, all we're really looking for, which is always going to be a running theme with me, is airflow. We want something that's going to have decent airflow, that doesn't break the bank, with some included fans hopefully, something that's going to fit our components. So you either want a mesh front case that's going to pull air in through the front and exhaust it out the back, or if we can find ourselves a fish tank case, which makes sense, I'm completely okay with that as well. Now, there's going to be quite a lot of chaff to go through, like that. Solid front panel, absolute no-no. Now, I've used the Montech X3 mesh before, and for the money, it's a brilliant little case. However, the fans are all Molex, if I remember. And now, I've got nothing against Molex, it's fine, but then I feel like at this price point, we deserve something that's a little bit more. Oh, I do like Cooler Master cases. Montech XR, that looks nice. It's got 6 included fans. All the Montech Air. I do like their series. They smash it in the budget case game. They really do. That's quite nice. That's quite stylish. Oh, that's a nice case. I quite like that. Don't want it in white though. I know I said aesthetics aren't going to come into this, but hey, it is what it is. Right, let's compare them three. Let's see where we're at. So I'll be honest. At the minute, I'm edging towards the fish tank case, which isn't really like me. I usually like cases like mine behind me. I usually like big front mesh, loads of fans, RGB. I know. RGB, you love it or hate it. The only thing it doesn't tell us is how big of a power supply we can put into it. However, with it being a fish tank design, chances are it's got ample space at the back for cables and power supply. And it's the cheapest one. I think it's going to be the Antec for me. I think 6 included fans is really, really hard to beat. I've got to be honest, if we haven't got the budget for more fans, the way I would set that up, 3 at the bottom as it is, and the other 3 I would put in the top. If you're not going to use an AIO to cool your CPU, which we're not going to. There's no point in us wasting our money on a cooler when the one that's included with this will run absolutely fine. So that's the case sorted. So at the minute we are £312.96 into our build. So we have £437.04 to play with. And the things we have left to get is the power supply and the graphics card. I'm going to do the power supply first. See what we can find. Then we'll move on to the graphics card. I think if we can get a decent-ish power supply, around £50-60, we should be in a good stead for a really good graphics card to go in this system. You want it at least bronze, and I think at least 700 watts. So we'll sort that by price. Not a bad buy, not a bad buy. Deep cooler fine, in my experience. Be quiet, make decent power supplies, that could be an option. Hold on a minute. Where's Cooler Master do a 750 watt power supply that's bronze? PC Part Picker is good. However, it is not the be all and end all. You can sometimes find better deals outside of PC Part Picker. And I could have sworn 750 watt Cooler Master on sale. That is the one that we're going to go for, and that's £55. So yeah, be careful, PC Part Picker. It's a great website, but it is not the be all and end all. Always have a look around. I knew I'd seen that power supply because I upgraded a customer's computer yesterday. If you have a look on my Facebook page, you'll see the before and after. It's a massive green case, and we put this power supply in it. So I knew I'd seen it on sale. It saves us £55. No, it doesn't. That cost us £55, sorry. So that's 36795 we have used. We have £382.05 for a video card. We should be able to get a very good card for that. So let's bring this maximum price down. I'm going to sort the price by most expensive and come down. 4060 Ti is not a bad shout. 7700 XT. Chances are it is going to be between them two. I'll tell you that straight away. Both good 1440p cards. Depending on which one you choose is completely subjective. If the Nvidia feature set is important to you and the majority of games you play can utilize DLSS or you want to use frame gen, by all means go for Nvidia. However, for myself, the extra VRAM and the rasterization performance of the 7700 XT is phenomenal. It really is a fantastic card, especially for the money. I think that's going to be the one. You see, the 7700 XT without the bells and whistles, without DLSS and frame gen and without FSR and stuff like that, the 7700 XT beats the 4060 Ti in most games in pure rasterization. And as much as I like the Nvidia feature set, and there's no getting away from how good their feature set is, DLSS is incredible, frame gen's impressive. I do feel the money for the Nvidia cards is too high a lot of the time. I think for this build, it's the 7700 XT that is going to win out. So we have a choice between the Sapphire Pulse, the Power Color Fighter, the Hellhound, all very similar prices. But I do think if I was to choose one, for the sake of 15 pence, I'd rather have a 3-fan cooler design. I would hope that means that we could run the fans a little bit slower, so we're a little bit less noisy and get the same amount of cooling. Yeah, I think the Power Color Fighter OC, I think that's the one to get. So that's £727.94 spent. And that leaves us £22.06. Now we have a choice. Do we spend that extra money on the 5600X, or can we potentially bump our memory up to 32 gig? I don't really think we can cost cut anywhere else to say get a better graphics card. And to be honest, I wouldn't see any point, because if we get a better graphics card, that's when you're going to be looking at high refresh rate 1440p gaming or 4K gaming, and this CPU is just not good enough for that kind of performance, I don't think. I mean, we could probably get a really cheap case, but for 60 quid with 6 fans included, I think that's really hard to beat. I think the 5600X, I think we spend the extra £13 or whatever it was on the 5600X. So let's give a rundown. For £743.94, I'm not including shipping charges because I've been stung by this with PC Part Picker before. Their shipping charges are not accurate, and when you're getting things from the same store, a lot of the time you'll only have to pay for one lot of shipping charges. So for example, we've got 2 from this one website at £4.98. Chances are we'll only have to pay once, but PC Part Picker adds it up twice. So I'm ignoring the shipping rates. This is purely for just the part, which you could probably find cheaper elsewhere, like I did with the power supply. So what have we got? We have a AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, 6 cores, 12 threads, brilliant little CPU. It's got a decent boost clock. The included cooler may struggle a little bit because it does draw a little bit more power and is a little bit of a hotter chip than the 5600. I don't think it's going to be an issue with the amount of airflow this case is going to have. We've got the Aorus Elite V2 B450 board from Gigabyte. Decent motherboard, used it before, never had any issues. The cheapest 2x8 gig sticks of RAM, literally is the cheapest. You may be able to find them cheaper elsewhere, like I've said before. Not only is that completely good enough for this system, it is a really easy upgrade in the future. With how cheap DDR4 is, you can either replace the 2 sticks and just get 2x16 gigs, or get an additional 2 sticks with the same memory and just put them into the slots and jobs are good enough. We've got the ADATA Legend 800, again, cheapest Gen 4 drive, decent speeds, fairly reputable brand. I've never had an issue with them. 12GB 7700 XT, which will absolutely smash 1440p gaming. For the money, you really can't argue. And if you don't want 1440p and you're looking at 1080p high refresh rate, this will do it. It is a great card. The Antec CX800, not built in it before, not used it before, but it does look good. I'm really interested in that case. For £60 as well. I love budget cases, by the way. You might have seen in previous videos. I get really excited by budget cases. I think the amount of innovation and stuff that we see in the cheap PC case space is awesome. I know they cut corners at times and all the rest of it, but some of the features you get is so surprising for sub £100. And the Cooler Master Bronze V2 750 watt power supply. I'm pretty sure I've seen that on the PSU tier list at the B tier, which to me is absolutely fine. Confused as to why it's not on PC Part Picker, because I'm pretty sure CCL, the online shop CCL, is on here, so that's a weird one. But there we have it. That is £750 in the UK, 1440p gaming, 1TB space. I think that's brilliant. You should tune into the next video, because I'm going to buy all these parts and I'm going to build this system and then I'm going to test it. And once I've tested it, I'm then going to sell it. And what's more, I am not going to sell it for any profit, because once I've put an activated Windows license on it, that's £750. So there we go. It's a short little video for today. I really hope you liked it. Please stay tuned so you can see me build what I think is going to be an awesome £750 gaming rig. And if you're interested in purchasing it, just drop me a message and let me know. I'll be advertising it on my Facebook page, on Instagram, on my website, on my store. So hopefully you'll see it about anyway. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to show your support, and thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far. We're a tiny channel. I'm really enjoying these videos, and the fact that you guys are showing so much support and love has been amazing. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next one.